Hello students, this is Mr. McAllen, and in this video we're going to work with complex numbers. So this is a review topic for our class, but I'm going to teach it as if you've never seen it before, except for the part about working with imaginary numbers. Some prerequisite skills you need to know. You need to know that I, the imaginary number, is equal to the square root of -1. You need to know that I squared is equal to -1. I cubed is equal to negative I, and I to the fourth is equal to 1. This is something that should have been taught to you, or you should have learned in Algebra 2. Now, moving ahead, what is a complex number? A complex number is a number made up of two numbers, a real part and an imaginary part. In standard form, we write it where we have the real part first, and we have the imaginary part second. That's standard form of a complex number. What we want to do first is let's talk about the basics of adding and subtracting a complex number to another complex number. So in example A, I have a complex number 8 minus 3i, and I'm going to add it to a complex number 4 plus 5i. Real parts and imaginary parts cannot be mixed through addition, so we have to keep them separate. So this problem is done as if we're just keeping the real parts together. So I have 8 plus 4 for the real part, and I have -3i plus 5i for the imaginary. I collect the like terms, I keep them together, and my complex addition for these two numbers will be 12 plus 2i. On the next one, I have a subtraction. The only thing here to worry about is you have to make sure you distribute the negative to both parts of the complex number that you're subtracting. So we're going to keep the real parts together. I have 2 minus 7. We're going to keep the imaginary parts together. I have -I plus, because the negative and the negative make a positive, 2i. So my real part is going to be -5. My imaginary part is going to be a positive 1i. You don't need to put the 1 coefficient in front of the I. You could just put plus I. The next process with complex numbers is multiplication. So in multiplying complex numbers, we're going to use FOILing, because basically a complex number is a binomial, meaning we'll treat it like a binomial. It's got two parts to it. So when you have two parts multiplied by two parts, you would use FOILing. So or some people, if they use a box method, they would use a box to represent 8 minus 3i, and they would have 4 plus 5i, and they would do tile-like multiplication. So I'm going to just do a FOILing method here just to keep things straight, because most of the students understand what the FOILing acronym is for, first, outer, and last. And we have, for the first part, we have 32. For the second part, for the outer, we have 40i. For the inner, we have -12i. Make sure you don't miss that negative sign. A lot of times people overlook that. They're just looking at the numbers and not thinking about their signs. And the last part is -15i squared. So we collect like terms and we write it in standard complex number form. And so we would have 32 plus 28i, because we're adding the imaginary terms together. Now I have this other term that's -15i squared. But this I squared can be changed to positive 15 because I squared is equal to -1. It's as if we have -15 times the -1 value, which makes it plain old 15. Now I can add it to the 32 to keep my real parts together. So I'll have 47 plus 28i, and this would be my answer to that multiplication. I hope this video has helped understand how to add, subtract, and multiply complex numbers. In the next video, I'm going to talk about how you raise a complex number to a power, and the video after that, I'm going to talk about how we divide complex numbers. So check out, search through my videos to find how to do these things. They'll all be on the same playlist as well. So good luck, and I look forward to hearing your comments.